Yo, what's going on, and dudes? My name is Dean. Thank you for joining me today. In the background, we have some Infinite Warfare playing on the map Skydock with the NV4 assault rifle. And I really love this NV4. It's very powerful and it's pretty damn accurate as well. I think it's one of the better guns in the game, and I think we're going to see it a lot in competitive. If you follow that particular aspect of the game, I think the NV4 is going to be a very popular weapon for that particular game style, and it's just really good. It's a solid gun. It's the working man's assault rifle, I guess, is what some people have been calling it. And yeah, all right, so let's talk about attachments versus perks. That's what I want to talk about in this video. And keep in mind that this is kind of opinionated, but I think that I have a pretty good grasp on things in regards to Call of Duty and how things are going to play out. And in this particular game, Infinite Warfare, I really think that the attachments are a lot more valuable than the perks. I think that the perks in this particular game are some of the weakest we have seen. Now, if we look at the very first tier of perks, I think that there's only two really good perks that you need, and that is Dexterity and Ghost. And I honestly do believe that if you're going to be playing Infinite Warfare, I think you can get away with using only these two perks throughout the whole entire life cycle and do really well. Dexterity is kind of dependent on which gun you're using. Like in this particular class that I'm using, I believe I have extended mags, so I kind of swap that, use the extended mags instead of Dexterity. I think that those kind of cancel each other out, but it is also, it's not a bad idea to have Dexterity even if you have extended mags. But I figured, what the heck, the NV4 has a decent reload speed and I don't really need that, so I can get another attachment out of it in extended mags. So yeah, Dexterity is very dependent on the weapon you use, but I think it's a pretty powerful perk. And the other perk that we discussed, or that I mentioned, is Ghost, and I think Ghost is a must-have perk in this particular game. I think that you're seeing a ton of UAV spam right now, and I think we're going to see that throughout the life cycle of the game, because I don't think that the kill streaks are very good and very rewarding. So I think that the UAV is going to be a frequently used perk. It's easy to get, and I just see it being used very much throughout this entire life cycle of this game. So I think it's important to run Ghost. I think that Ghost is the most valuable and most powerful perk in the game. I mentioned this in another video. Now, looking at perk 2, or set 2 of the perks, none of them to me really feel like they're that powerful or that necessary. Momentum's a cool perk, but I think Exclusive Ace actually just did a video on this. It works after 3 seconds and it only gives you like a 3% increase or 5% increase in your movement speed. It's really not that great, especially when you have a payload combination of man-at-arms. You could use that to get your base speed with assault rifles and LMGs up. So I don't think that is that great of a perk. Hardline's alright. Cold-Blooded's pretty useful actually, but I don't think it's like a must-have necessary perk. And none of the other perks, I can't even think of what they are. I don't have them written down. I probably should have wrote them down, but none of the other perks really feel necessary. And I think they're just nice add-ons to have. You can put them on your class if you really want, but I would personally rather have an attachment. Now, moving over to perk 3. None of the perks, again, really make that big of a difference. Gung Ho is nice to have, but not necessary. Dead Silence, to me, really doesn't work. Marksman, nice to have, really not necessary. And it's just all of these perks in 2 and 3, and for the majority of perk 1, really don't feel like you need them. They just feel like nice add-ons, but in this particular game, I think that attachments are the most important thing. Now, when you're using an assault rifle, I think that you definitely want to use stock. I think that stock, it really helps with the assault rifles. Now, I'm no amazing Infinite Warfare player yet. I haven't really picked up the game to the extent where I'm really comfortable at just putting up these beast-ass scores constantly, but I do feel comfortable enough to know that stock is a very powerful attachment. The suppressor is very powerful. It doesn't seem like there's as much damage drop-off as there used to be. I don't have the hard stats, of course, but it doesn't seem like there's that big of a drop-off. Long barrel feels pretty nice because some of these maps have some really long sights, and I just feel like perks this year, or not perks, attachments this year are more important than they have ever been in a Call of Duty game. I think that attachments are probably the way to go in regards to perks versus attachments in Infinite Warfare. Now, I want your guys' opinions in the comments below, because maybe you think I'm a dumbass, maybe you think that there's a perk out there that is really, really powerful that I'm missing and overlooking, but I think that just what I've seen so far, that attachments are a lot more useful. But again, let me know your comments and we will discuss. That is it for the gameplay, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the comments below. Peace.